Hey, you!
May Innos watch over you always.
Hey you, hey you. Ever been to the monastery?
Maybe. Why?
Are they still taking on people? I wouldn't know where else to turn.
Where do you come from?
I used to be captain of a big whaler, my boy. The sea is my home. My ship, the good old Magdalena, was sunk by pirates a few months ago, and now I'm stranded here. All I ever wanted was to go back to sea. But since I've come here, not one schooner is called at this accursed port. The only ship which is anchored in Corinthus is that blasted war galley of the king, and they don't take on anyone. So what else can I do? There's no work for me in town. I've tried everything.
You'd better get off the road.
Don't worry. I've already noticed that the wilderness out here has become damn dangerous in the last couple of days.
I can see that the rumors are true.
What rumors?
That you've joined up with those dragon hunters. Well, you never were a man of the church. Nevertheless, you're fighting for our cause, and that's what counts.
Is that all?
I'm glad, of course. And the way you look, every orc is bound to be afraid of you.
This is not only about the orcs.
I know, but nonetheless, they're a problem. You are important. You defeated the Sleeper. We may all need your help someday.
Oh well. Do you know anything about the hooded figures?
No, but I have a bad feeling about those guys. Be careful if you run into them.
Do you know where the others are?
Gorn seems to have coped with his stay in Garan's dungeon very well. In any case, he wanted to go to Lee and see what was happening on the farm. After the grub they serve in the dungeon, he's probably stuffing his face right now and putting the mercenaries' provisions to a real test. Diego mumbled something about a reckoning. No idea what he meant by that, but I suspect he's in the city. You know him, always there when there's something to be had.
How did you get to the monastery so fast?
What kind of a question is that? I crept through the pass and made my way straight to the monastery. Admittedly, it was never easy avoiding all the monsters making themselves at home on this side of the valley, but ultimately I encountered fewer problems than I expected.
I need to get into the monastery. It's urgent.
I can't let you into the monastery. I'll get in trouble with the High Council. Without the permission of my superiors, I can't let anyone into the monastery.
I've got a letter from Lord Hagen.
Show me. All right, here's the key to the monastery. Pyrocar is in the church.
I do not know why you were allowed to enter the monastery.
Really
I am
think?
Balin, and I am responsible for our novices. I do not want you to keep them from their work with stupid questions. Is that
You
clear?
have to ask me that.
Sure.
I certainly hope so.
Things like that.
Could have told you that before.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
Do you really think?
How's it going?
I thank Innos that I can be here in the monastery.
Rocky.
As if if I don't have enough problems.
There's more, believe me.
What are you doing here?
I must not speak with you. It's not looked on with favor if we talk to strangers.
That doesn't sound terribly happy.
Well, I mean, everything is just fine, really. Only, oh, I don't want to complain.
That's no secret.
Oh, come on, you can tell me.
And you really won't tell the magicians?
Do I look like I would?
All right. I have a problem with one of the novices. He's got a hold over me.
Come on, spit it out then.
Igaraz, that's the novice, found some of my private papers. He threatened to give them to the magicians if I don't do what he says.
Same old thing.
Maybe I can help you.
You would do that?
Well, that depends, of course.
Naturally, I'd pay you for that.
How much?
Of course, I don't have much money, but I could give you a spell scroll. I have a healing spell.
Been there, done
I'll see what I can do.
Honestly, it just has to work. It has to. So, you only need to find out where Igaraz keeps the stuff. Then you swipe it from him, and everything will be just fine.
Relax, you just continue for now. I'll see to the rest.
So it says in the scriptures.
that. He really should have known better.
As if I don't have enough problems.
Inos deals out fair punishment.
So, how's it going?
You are only a guest here in the monastery of Inos, and therefore you should act accordingly and not disturb me while I am working. Good day.
They're all just rumors.
What are you planting here?
We're trying to grow healing plants that Master Neoras can use to brew potions.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Those are all
Hey.
just rumors.
Tell me that isn't true.
How are the sheep?
How do you think they are? They stand around and munch grass. I'd rather know what's happening outside. The magicians seem to be very nervous.
Tell me that isn't true.
Strangers in black robes roam the countryside.
Those are
What
all
do you
just
mean?
rumors.
What sort of strangers?
Nobody knows where they've come from. They wear long black robes and they cover their faces. They seem to be some kind of magician. At least they're capable of magic.
was no
That
big
sounds
deal.
very disturbing, but I'm sure that the High Council will solve this problem.
There are dragons in the Valley of Mines. They are besieging the royal troops together with the army of orcs.
Dragons? I always thought they only existed in horror stories.
They're there, believe me.
Ask me
But the
that.
King's Paladins will deal with them, won't they?
We'll
Done
see.
that.
Who told you that?
How are the sheep?
How do you think they are? I'd rather know what's happening.
Stranger.
What do you mean?
Nobody. They seem to.
That sounds...
Tell me that isn't true.
How are.
That's just what I said.
There's more, believe me.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
He ever asks me.
His decision, wasn't
You can't go on like this forever.
Welcome, my son. Where do you come from?
Anything's possible.
I've come from the farms.
That's no
Then I
secret.
bid you welcome in the name of hospitality. I hope that you will appreciate it. Do not abuse your place as a guest, or you will have big problems.
Those are all just rumors.
What's your job here?
Besides,
I
you're
prepare
right.
the paladins for their fight against evil.
Would have thought.
Path of
What
virtue
is evil?
long, rocky.
Evil is everywhere.
You better watch out.
It is the power of Beliar, the eternal adversary of Innos. It is the all-encompassing blackness which seems to blot out the light of Innos forever. Beliar is the lord of darkness, of hate, and of destruction.
You don't have to ask me.
Only those among us in whose hearts burns the holy fire of Innos will bear the radiant light of Innos into the world and banish the darkness.
I've got no time for things like that.
But there are only magicians and novices living in the monastery.
That is correct, in contrast to our community which honors the word of Innos. The paladins honor the great deeds of our Lord above all else. We are the representatives of Innos, but the paladins are his warriors who go into battle in his name and increase his glory.
That will never change.
Is there anything you can teach me?
I am an expert in the magic of ice and the magic of thunder. I can teach you their power. However, I only instruct magicians.
Any news?
The enemy has apparently already entered the city.
What do you mean?
One of the paladins, Lothar, was murdered in the street.
You tell me.
In broad daylight. It has gone too far, but I fear that is only the beginning.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
Bennett is innocent. The witness lied.
How do you know that?
I have found proof.
There's more.
Sometimes I think that treason and greed are our greatest enemies.
What's gonna happen now?
A murder, moreover, of a paladin is without doubt one of the worst crimes there is. The murderer will undoubtedly be sentenced to death.
That's nothing new.
Tell me that isn't true.
What do you want here? Go! Just see, that wasn't so hard.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
See, that wasn't so hard.
As if I don't have enough problems.
Been there, done
See, that wasn't so hard.
There have been all kinds of murders.
that. He thinks it's as easy as that.
Better watch out who you tell that to.
What can I do for you?
We need to talk about Babo.
Yes? What's wrong?
You've got something which belongs to Babo.
What might that be?
A few papers. Babo would like them back.
He would, wouldn't he? I can imagine. Unfortunately, I prefer to keep them, which brings us to a bit of a dilemma.
Nobody ever asks.
Get your hands off that.
Smart kids.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
Murderer! Die, murderer!
Hey, you! I'm back from the Valley of Mines.
High time, too. What did you see?
You were right. The land's been overrun by an entire army of the enemy. Orcs are besieging the castle, and dragons have laid whole areas to waste. It won't be long before they attack Corinus, if I'm not mistaken. Lester said you wanted to see me at once. What the hell has happened here in the meantime?
The enemy has learned who you really are, and that you're planning to get hold of the Eye of Enos. He has recognized the threat. It has forced him to leave his cover and openly attack. The game of hide and seek is over. Yesterday, nobody knew what the enemy's attack would look like. Now it has become only too obvious.
I was attacked by magicians in black robes.
The enemy has many faces. The Seekers are one of them. They're really the ones who prepare the ground for the enemy. They have taken up their positions in strategic places and are now only waiting for an opportunity to spring the trap. Stay out of their way. They are very powerful magical beings, and they will try to deter you at any cost.
I finally got the proof that Lord Hagen demanded of me.
What proof is that?
I received a letter from Garand, the commander of the Paladins in the Valley of Mines. In it, he asks for reinforcements.
That should be enough to convince that militant warhorse. Well done.
What will be the next step now?
Go and bring Lord Hagen the letter from Garand, so that he may grant you access to the Eye of Enos. Then go to the monastery and talk to Pyrokar. He must give you the eye. Nothing is more important than getting this artifact away to safety. Go now before it's too late. The enemy will also try to lay his hands on it.
Well done! One dirty beast less!
I was at your hut in the Valley of Mines.
So it's still standing. Did you find it?
If you mean your pouch with the lumps of ore, yes, I have it.
You're a fox. You know that. Do you have it with you? I'll give you 100 gold coins for it.
No, but I have a lump of ore here.
Also good.
Why did you leave it there in the first place?
I had no idea that ore was so valuable here in Corinus. For one measly piece of ore, you couldn't get so much as a place to sleep back in the penal colony. In the harbor city, they'll practically bash your skull in if they find out you have ore on you. I hope that I'll get it back soon.
Give me 100 gold coins, and I'll give you your ore back.
Deal. Here you go. You're a real friend. Thanks a lot.
Any new developments in the last few days?
Just go down the path to the city. If you run into a fellow with a black robe, then you'll know what's new.
Have the Black Robes come to see you yet?
Yeah, they've been here for a few days. If you ask me, they come straight from hell.
How are your sheep?
As if that would interest you at all. You have other problems.
My problems? What would you know about that?
You filthy mercenaries only think of one thing. How do I get other people's money into my pocket?
What's your problem?
I blame that moonshine rotgut. Vino palmed off on me a few weeks ago. I can hardly remember anything at all, man. I only know that my walking stick has been missing since then.
And that's what you're raising such a ruckus for?
That's easy for you to say. It doesn't belong to you.
Well, don't get all worked up.
Beat it.
There he is.
And how's it going for you?
Crappy. The militia found my hidden still. I hope they never find out that it belongs to me.
And how's it going for you?
Those black-hooded bastards are everywhere. Someone ought to stuff their hoods down their throats.
And how's it going for you?
Those black-hooded...
Hey, you! How's your farm?
I can't stand it anymore. All of a sudden, these fellows in black hoods showed up and posted themselves on the road and on my farm. I'm falling apart here.
Have you talked to the men in black?
Sure. There was no way to prevent it. I think they're looking for someone.
Why don't you do anything about those Black Robes?
Well, I'd surely love to, but I saw how they burned one of the townspeople alive. Just like that. Why should I risk my life?
Hey! I think this walking stick belongs to you.
That's terrific.
Just a moment. First, you pay for it.
But I don't have much.
Then think of something else.
Okay, how about this? Yesterday I saw some bandits run past with a few bags of gold. If I tell you where they keep their booty, can I have my walking stick back?
All right.
Okay. You just go west to that piece of woods over there. You'll find a ravine there. You should find something in the cave there.
Hey!
Get out of my bed!
Rip you to pieces.
So much for you, lowlife. You're in for it now. Stop right there, you low-life... Ah! Ah!
It can't go on like this forever.
Can you teach me something?
Yeah, sure. Just let me know when you're ready.
Teach me.
I can teach you to become more dexterous.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
I agree with you completely.
But the light was a torment for Beliar. All that Innos...
Hey! I want to be able to handle a bow better.
Okay then, let's see if I can teach you anything. Come back when you have more experience. All right, your aim has become more accurate already.
In this place,
Who says things like that?
I found the dish that Lucia stole from you.
Great! High time I got it back.
What about a reward?
You'll get to have a good time with one of my girls for free. What do you say, eh?
Agreed. Here's your dish.
Thanks. Go to Naja. She'll accompany you upstairs. Ah, yeah.
Hey, you! Let's go upstairs.
Today's your lucky day, baby. Let's go. The next couple of hours belong to us. It's time for you to relax, lie back, and enjoy.
He can't keep anything to himself. He better shut anything to himself.
I don't believe that.
Now that's not what I
That's the
heard.
first I've heard of it.
Don't tell this to anyone.
I don't believe that. He can't keep anything to himself.
But that's terrible. And it's gonna get even worse.
These are bad times. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Hey, you!
He had better shut up.
He can't keep anything to himself.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
That's not what my husband thinks.
That's not what I heard.
Hey, you!
He'd better shut up.
Any news?
You're responsible for the best news yourself. They've let Bennett go again. He's back at the farm.
Now
Go
that's
to him.
typical, isn't
I think
it?
he'd like to thank you himself.
Really? How interesting.
Any news?
You're responsible for the Go to him.
He simply talks too much.
And it's gonna get
know who to
even
believe
worse.
these days.
Hey!
Who said that?
It's typical, isn't it?
The bandits that were occupying your lighthouse are gone.
Is that really true?
You don't have to ask me that.
Finally, I can get back to my work. Come with me to the lighthouse. You get an incredible view of the sea up there.
Let's wait and see what happens.
That was obvious all
Talks too
along.
much.
Let's wait and see
Hadn't
what
seen it
happens.
with my own eyes.
That's
what
all
I've
just
always
gossip.
That's what I've always said.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. That's not what my husband thinks.
He can't keep anything to himself. If I hadn't seen it with my own
And
eyes.
it's gonna get even worse. Who says things like that?
That's what I've always said.
Everybody knows by now.
Can you heal me?
Adanos, bless this body, free it of its wounds, and strengthen it with new life.
You don't have to tell me that.
Wait a minute. Hey, you!
Teach me that language.
We'll start with something easy. To begin with, I can teach you the language of the peasants. As a rule, texts written in the language of the peasants deal with worldly matters such as work, love, or obtaining food. It was the common language of the city. You will be able to understand most of the text found here if you know it. Come back once you have more experience.
Hey, you! Hey, you!
I brought your ornament.
What in all the world is that supposed to mean?
Come off it now. I brought it to you. You do want it, don't you?
Certainly, but it disturbs me that you have your hand in the game once again.
Why are you making such a big deal about that old business with the ore mound? After all, I already worked for you back then, and you can't say that I was unreliable.
And what did it ultimately get me? Just don't think that I trust you.
Why is this ornament so important to you?
It is the key to a portal. I shall not tell you more.
What are you doing down here?
These halls conceal ancient secrets, mysterious secrets. The inscriptions and murals indicate a very ancient culture. Everything you can see here is written in a language completely unknown to us. We are only just beginning to learn it and grasp its meaning.
What sort of strange earthquakes are those?
That is one of the puzzles I am trying to solve. The structure of magic is being disturbed somewhere behind these mountains. Quite obviously, someone is trying with all of his might to break a powerful magic. I fear it will not be long before the entire island is plagued by these tremors.
Found out anything new?
Not really. Come back again later.
Hey, you!
Really, how interesting. I can't
Hey.
take care of everything for everybody. Really?
Have you ever used a teleporter stone?
No, but I've heard of them. The water mages aren't too sure about those things yet.
I've given it a try.
Of course you have. You're not afraid of anything, are you? Well, if you want to use the things, go ask Orlin, the tavern owner, whether he'll let you into his boarded-up cave. I think he has hidden one of the teleporter stones for the water mages near his tavern. Walk out of the eastern city gate and simply follow the path. You can't miss it.
That's not where my husband lives.
Any news?
You're responsible for go to him.
Really? How interesting.
Someone's got to do the work.
Really? How interesting.
I've got no time for things like that.
Hey, you!
Hey, you. Hey, you. Ever been to the monastery?
Maybe. Why?
Are they still taking on people? I wouldn't know where else to turn.
Where do you come from?
I used to be captain of a big whaler, my boy. The sea is my home. My ship, the good old Magdalena, was sunk by pirates a few months ago, and now I'm stranded here. All I ever wanted was to go back to sea. But since I've come here, not one schooner is called at this accursed port. The only ship which is anchored in Corinthus is that blasted war galley of the king, and they don't take on anyone. So what else can I do? There's no work for me in town. I've tried everything.
You'd better get off the road.
Don't worry. I've already noticed that the wilderness out here has become damn dangerous in the last couple of days.
I can see that the rumors are true.
What rumors?
That you've joined up with those dragon hunters. Well, you never were a man of the church. Nevertheless, you're fighting for our cause, and that's what counts.
Is that all?
I'm glad, of course. And the way you look, every orc is bound to be afraid of you.
This is not only about the orcs.
I know, but nonetheless, they're a problem. You are important. You defeated the Sleeper. We may all need your help someday.
Oh well. Do you know anything about the hooded figures?
No, but I have a bad feeling about those guys. Be careful if you run into them.
Do you know where the others are?
Gorn seems to have coped with his stay in Garon's dungeon very well. In any case, he wanted to go to Lee and see what was happening on the farm. After the grub they serve in the dungeon, he's probably stuffing his face right now and putting the mercenaries' provisions to a real test. Diego mumbled something about a reckoning. No idea what he meant by that, but I suspect he's in the city. You know him, always there when there's something to be had.
How did you get to the monastery so fast?
What kind of a question is that? I crept through the pass and made my way straight to the monastery. Admittedly, it was never easy avoiding all the monsters making themselves at home on this side of the valley, but ultimately I encountered fewer problems than I expected.
I need to get into the monastery. It's urgent.
I can't let you into the monastery. I'll get in trouble with the High Council. Without the permission of my superiors, I can't let anyone into the monastery.
I've got a letter from Lord Hagen.
Show me. All right, here's the key to the monastery. Pyrocar is in the church. As if I don't have enough problems.
Hey,
What can I do for you?
have you got anything interesting for me?
No.
Hey, you!
I do not know why you were allowed. I do not want you.
Same old thing.
Sure,
all
I said-
over again.
That's just what I said.
Tell me that isn't true.
Do you really think?
How's it going?
I thank Innos that I can be here in the monastery. Without fair punishment.
No one must violate the divine order.
Hey, you!
That isn't true.
That's nothing new.
What are you doing here?
I must not speak with you. It's not looked on with favor if we talk to strangers. You don't have to ask me that.
Are you satisfied with your task?
It's all right, but I need to get back to work. Otherwise, I'll never get finished today. I don't want to work half the night again in order to finish my obligation and stay out of trouble.
Hey, you! That doesn't sound terribly happy.
Well, I mean, everything is just fine, really. Only, I don't want to complain.
Oh, come on, you can tell me.
And you really won't tell the magicians?
Do I look like I would?
All right. I have a problem with one of the novices. He's got a hold over me.
Come on, spit it out then.
Igaraz, that's the novice, found some of my private papers. He threatened to give them to the magicians if I don't do what he says.
What kind of documents are those?
That's, nobody's business. It's entirely my affair.
Come on, tell me.
They are, entirely normal documents. Nothing special.
I won't ask any further. What are you supposed to do for him?
I don't want to talk about it. In any case, it isn't pleasing to Innos. I don't want to think what would happen if it came out.
Maybe I can help you.
You would do that?
Well, that depends, of course.
Naturally, I'd pay you for that.
How much?
Of course, I don't have much money, but I could give you a spell scroll. I have a healing spell.
I'll see what I can do.
Honestly, it just has to work. It has to. So, you only need to find out where Igaraz keeps the stuff. Then you swipe it from him, and everything will be just fine.
Relax. You just continue for now. I'll see to the rest.
So it says in the scriptures.
Hey! We need to talk about Babo.
Yes? What's wrong?
You've got something which belongs to Babo.
What might that be?
A few papers. Babo would like them back.
He would, wouldn't he? I can imagine. Unfortunately, I prefer to keep them, which brings us to a bit of a dilemma.
What was Babo supposed to do for you?
If I had known the baby would do it in his pants over a few swamp weeds, then I would have seen to it that someone else took care of the monastery garden.
He's supposed to grow swamp weed?
Of course. Since none of that stuff comes out from behind the barrier anymore, the price in the city has tripled. It could have been a good bargain for everyone involved. But Babo didn't want to play along.
Where have you got the papers?
Well, of course I don't have them on me. I'm afraid I can't help you further.
Where are they?
I have them safely locked up, and you will never get the key from me.
How much do you want for the papers?
Actually, they're almost priceless. You very rarely see something like that here. But I have no desire to wager my future against a few gold pieces. 300 gold pieces, and you can do what you like with the papers.
That's nothing new.
What do you want here? Go!
Get your hands off that.
Take your paws off that.
Only Innos decides what's right or wrong.
Can't go on like this forever. No one was by.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
Same old thing all over again. He really should have known.
Can I be of assistance to you?
What's your task here?
My tasks are many and varied. Not only am I the steward, but I am also the treasurer. Moreover, I supervise the wine cellar, and I'm in control of the monastery's food supplies. So, if there's anything you need, you can always come to me and get it. For a modest contribution, that is.
I need a few things.
I couldn't care less.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
The things I could tell you.
There have been all kinds of rumors.
I couldn't care less. No idea. You tell me. got no time for things like that.
Those are all just rumors.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
No one must violate the divine order.
He really should have known better.
What are you doing here?
What exactly is your job?
It is my responsibility to train mages in the art of spherical manifestation.
What does that mean?
Well, I teach them how to summon creatures or beings from other states or spheres. This is usually called summoning, although this expression alone is insufficient for the art of calling a servant. Furthermore, I own some interesting spell scrolls which Gorax does not have.
How are your studies coming along?
The enemy has many faces. Which of them presents the greatest danger for the monastery is awfully difficult to determine.
Show me your wares.
I am Master Highglass, guardian of the fire and keeper of the knowledge.
What are you studying, Master?
My research focuses on fire, the power of Enos. It is his gift and at the same time a mighty weapon, and I create runes which contain his power.
No big deal.
Do you really think?
Same old thing all over again.
You don't have to ask me that.
Nobody wants to know.
How are the sheep?
That's nothing new.
How do you think they are? They stand around and munch grass. I'd rather know what's happening outside. The magicians seem to be very nervous.
It had to happen sooner or later.
Could have told you that before.
No idea, you tell me.
Strangers in black robes roam the countryside.
What do you mean? What sort of strangers?
Nobody knows where they've come from. They seem...
That sound...
There are They're there.
But the king...
We'll see.
I never would have thought.
There's more, believe me.
You already know.
Who is the leader of this monastery?
We novices serve the magicians of the Circle of Fire. They in turn are led by the High Council, which consists of the 3 most powerful magicians. But Parlan is responsible for all the affairs of the novices. He is always in the courtyard watching the novices work.
What can you tell me about this monastery?
We grow our modest provisions here ourselves. We raise sheep and make wine. There is a library, but its use is limited to the magicians and the chosen novices. We other novices mainly see to it that the magicians of the Circle of Fire want for nothing.
What's new?
The news from the Valley of Mines is alarming. I believe that Innos is putting us through a severe test.
Hey!
What? What's wrong? Why are you bothering me? Can't you see I'm in the middle of an extremely complicated experiment?
I didn't mean to disturb you.
You already have. Well, what do you want?
Can I learn from you?
I pass on my knowledge only to members of our church.
Could you brew me a potion?
Do you doubt my abilities? I can brew any potion.
Fine.
Not so fast. Naturally, you must bring me the ingredients and pay a small fee for expenses, as well as for the materials.
How much do you ask?
For the brewing itself, I charge 10 gold pieces.
What room is this?
This is where they keep the holy relics of the monastery.
What relics?
Here rests the Hammer of Innos, along with the Shield of Fire. These are the most important relics of Church of Innos, outside the capital of the realm.
Tell me about the hammer.
This is the sacred Hammer of Innos. With this hammer, Saint Robar slew the Stone Sentinel. The Holy Scriptures say that the Stone Sentinel was invulnerable. He stood in battle like a tower, and the weapons of his enemies were smashed on his skin of stone. With the name of Innos on his lips, Robar hurled himself at the monster and crushed it with one mighty blow of his hammer.
Tell me about the shield.
The Shield of Fire was borne by Dominique in the battle on the Southern Isles. But the power of the shield is never to be wielded again. Therefore, we have nailed it to the wall. Filthy thief, just you wait!
You are not permitted to go further. Turn back.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
Things I could tell you.
Hey! I want to buy those papers.
Look, I can't leave here right now. I'll give you the key to my chest. There's nothing else in there anyway.
That's totally obvious.
Get your hands off that.
Take your paws off that.
What did you want in there, huh?
What do you want here? Go! Smart kid.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
Smart kid. Smart kid.
Smart kid.
Nobody wants to know.
Welcome, my son. Where do you come from?
That's nothing new.
I've come from the farms.
Then I bid you welcome in the name of hospitality. Do not
You should have known better.
You don't have to tell me that.
That's just what I said.
Out! What do you want here? Go! Just see, that wasn't so hard. See, that wasn't so hard.
Tell me that isn't true.
Nothing's ever gonna change that.
There's more, believe me.
Who told you that?
You don't have to tell me that.
So it says in the scriptures.
That will never change.
That's nothing new.
I've got no time for things like that.
You can't go on like this forever.
It's his decision.
There've been all kinds of rumors.
Things I could tell you.
Could have told you that before.
Tell me that isn't true.
Those are all just rumors.
That was no big deal.
Do you really think?
Nobody wants to know.
Do you really think?
The path of virtue is long, Rock.
Why haven't I heard about this?
Hey, you! I've got your documents.
Really? Oh, thanks. You've saved me. I don't know how to thank you.
Yeah, just calm down.
Are they really mine? Are you sure? Show me.
Based on the bare facts, the price has gone up.
You're no better than the others. What do you want?
What have you got?
I can give you 121 gold coins. That's all I have.
Agreed.
Here's the money and the spell scroll.
That was no big deal.
Some citizens of Corinus have mysteriously disappeared.
Take your tribute to Gorax at the monastery at once. He will handle it further.
The same is true for the investigation of the unusual earthquakes in the northeastern regions of Corinus. So far, I have not received notice that our intervention would be required. Therefore, we are not going to take any steps in this matter.
Yes, but...
No buts. We shall proceed as we see fit, and I hope even you are going to respect that.
Nope.
You don't have to tell me that.
Obvious.
Hey!
May Innos watch over you always.
Do you really think? That's totally obvious.
I need a few things.
Do you really think?
I've come from the old Valley of Mines.
What do you have to report?
The enemy has formed up there with an army of orcs and dragons.
We have already learned that from Milton. But what about the king's shipment of ore?
The mine they are digging for Garand in the valley cannot satisfy the demands of the king.
The days are becoming grayer, and the light of the sun is ever weaker.
I was attacked by men in black robes.
I know. Those are the Seekers, henchmen from the nether realms of Beliar. Beware of them. They will try to take possession of you. Once possessed, you will no longer be yourself. Only here in the monastery could you find help then, so be careful. Here, this rune will bring you directly back to the monastery if you need our help. Remember, we must offer resistance or we shall all be doomed.
I have come to take the Eye of Innos.
I see that you have received an authorization from Lord Hagen himself to bear the Eye of Innos. I am afraid that I have to disappoint you. We have fallen victim to a treacherous plot of the enemy. The Eye of Innos has been violently taken from these sacred walls.
Who did this?
Evil is cunning and usually works in secret. Only rarely do you see it emerge to pursue its evil machinations in broad daylight. But these days, it's a different matter. The enemy now shows himself openly in the street, in every home and every public square. This can only mean that he no longer fears any adversary and is not going to shrink back from anything. One of our most faithful followers, a candidate for the high robe of the Magicians of Fire, has changed his allegiance unexpectedly, and in an alarmingly evil manner. Pedro. The enemy has taken possession of him, thus inflicting a terrible defeat upon us. Pedro has forced his way into our most sacred halls and stolen the eye. I fear that he simply spent too much time by himself, outside of the gates, and thus beyond the protective walls of the monastery, exposed to all lurking dangers.
Where did the thief flee to?
Pedro knocked down some of the other novices who tried to stop him and disappeared into the morning mist. Many novices have gone after him to bring the eye back to its place unharmed. If you want to catch up with him, you need to hurry before Pedro disappears out of your reach.
Not so fast. I have another task for you. A mercenary for hire of your kind could be of use to us in this matter.
Whom should I kill?
For Innos' sake, no one, of course. This business demands a bit more finesse, you lout. Salandril, the alchemist from the upper end of town, is guilty of a serious crime and must be punished for it. However, he has refused to come to the monastery to be judged. Bring him here. How you accomplish this does not matter to us. You will, of course, be rewarded.
Isn't that the militia's business?
The militia is responsible for the city alone. This affair has far-reaching consequences.
No problem. I'll take care of it.
Good. We expect to hear from you in a few days.
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
Dismissed. You know what you have to do.
One more little thing. Stay away from the roadside shrines. We have heard that some of them have been desecrated. No one can say what effect they have now. It is not your task to solve this problem. The paladins will take care of this matter.
Any news?
No. Nothing which you do not already know, brother.
That's totally obvious. No one must violate the divine order.
Hey, you! Do you know where Pedro is?
Do you think I'd be standing around here if I knew where the renegade was hiding? He must pay for his deeds. I hope we manage to get the eye back. You have to help us. Find him and bring back the Eye of Innos.
What's going on here?
What do you mean?
You're the second fellow to rush past here like he's been stung by blood flies.
Who was the other guy?
He looked like one of those brainy novices from the monastery back there. You can say what you like, but somehow those guys aren't quite right in the head.
Where did the other one go?
He ran up that way like lightning.
I need to get going.
Hey, no problem.
Nothing to be had there. Plunder. Hey, you! Have you seen a novice pass by here?
A lot of peculiar figures passed by here today, including those two jokers up by the stone arch. A while ago, a novice from the Magicians of Fire was with them as well.
I can't believe that.
Who are you?
What is this? An interrogation? I have nothing to tell you, but you might want to talk to my buddy here. But be careful. He doesn't take to strangers.
What are you doing here?
What's it to you?
I'm just asking.
Understood. But what are you doing here? Anyway, this is our road, and we don't like it when someone bothers us here.
I'm only having a look around.
Do that, but stop bugging us.
Of course we got him in the end.
He doesn't see that. I can't help it.
You have come too late. We have destroyed the Eye of Innos so that it can never regain its power. We shall now demonstrate the futility of your attempt to challenge the Master. You have come too late. We have destroyed the Eye of Innos, so that it can never regain its power. We shall now demonstrate the futility of your attempt to challenge the Master.
I think I'm possessed. Can you heal me?
Not without a token of your respect for this monastery, my son. 300 gold coins.
Great. Here's the money.
Here, drink this. May the mercy of Enos be your salvation.
I have found the Eye of Inos. It's broken.
But that cannot be. What happened?
Some really nasty customers had it. Anyway, I came too late. They were performing a strange incantation on a crescent-shaped ritual site up in those woods.
Enos be with us. They have desecrated our circle of the sun. Even in my worst nightmares, I could never have imagined they would possess this kind of power.
What can we do now?
The enemy has become very strong. Still, this ancient artifact meant a powerful threat to him. We must heal the eye and restore its old power. But time works against us. I cannot begin to imagine what is now going to become of us all. Without the protection of the eye, we are helplessly at the mercy of the enemy. Go to Vatras, the water mage in town. In this terrible situation, only he will know what is to be done. Take the eye to him, and hurry!
What is the Circle of the Sun?
Every year, all the magicians and novices of the monastery travel to this place at the time of the solstice to mark the beginning of a new cycle. The place is filled with the immeasurable power of the sun. Never have I entertained the slightest notion that its power could be reversed. And yet, that is what happened.
Out! I guess some people just have to learn the hard way. Alarm!
May Inos watch. There've been all kinds of themselves.
Hey! I've got a problem with the Eye of Inos. I could use your help.
And will your problem require me to leave town?
I don't know. Possibly.
I've been waiting to be relieved for days. The other water mages should have been back in Corinus some time ago. If you see to it that at least one of them comes to take over my duties in town, I shall be free to help you solve your problem.
I don't believe this is going to change.
Thanks for saving me.
So why won't they listen to me?
There you are again.
I've got a few skins for you.
Wolf skin, that's good. A warg skin? Those beasts are tough. Ah, even a shadow beast skin. Those are worth a lot. Good work. Come see me again when you have more.
Show me your wares. Hey, you!
I've heard you are with the Paladins in the Valley of Mines. I'm impressed. You should take your time and browse my goods. Right now, I have a very special potion to offer.
Show me your wares. You go to the monastery now to be judged.
What? Have you gone off your rocker? Like hell I will. Those miserable magicians don't have the slightest proof against me.
I have my orders and I'm going to carry them out, so either you go now, or I'll make you.
What? I'll drag you through town by your collar like a filthy rag.
Stop it at once! Stop it at once! Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look.
Oh! Stop it now. Alarm!
Well, we'll see the next time.
ahead. Put away that weapon. Smart kid.
Well, we'll see the next time.
All right, you're the better fighter. What do you want?
So, are you going to the monastery now, or should I give you another...
You'll live to regret this. Yes, damn it. I'll go to that monastery, but don't you think you'll get away with this?
You hardly know who to believe these days.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Here's the sacred hammer of the magicians.
I'm truly impressed. You're really serious about this, aren't you? Here's your pay. Fine. If that's how it is, I have another task for you already. Some days ago, several prisoners escaped from the local jail. Those bastards have taken off to the mountains, somewhere in the direction of Zardas's new tower. The name of their leader is Morgahard. I want you to kill him. Go! Hurry before they're gone for good.
I'd have done it differently.
That will never change.
I've heard a thing or two.
Do you really believe that?
We can only wait and see.
I never...
Beat it!
Salandril is here in the monastery.
Well done. We shall deal with him later. Here is your reward. And not another word about this. Understood?
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
Dismissed. You know what you have to do.
Hey, you! Hey, you!
You haven't come to take us back to jail, have you?
Hey, you!
You better stay away from me if you don't want to land in jail.
Where is Morgahard, your leader?
We split up, so we wouldn't get caught so quickly. No idea where the others are.
Too bad. Then I guess I'll have to get the judge.
Okay. I suppose some of us have made off to the tavern, but you didn't hear that from me, okay?
Master wants your head. No one can save you now.
He never would have thought of that himself.
You didn't get that from me.
Beliar had done, and he also bestrode the land and chose the human. And Enos spoke to him, and the human became his subject.
It was just like you said.
But that's terrible.
Well, there you are, finally. I've been waiting for you.
What happened?
The drinking contest is finally over.
Who won?
This time, Randolph has won. Rookar must have been having a bad day. So, well, I hope that was the last time. I don't want that kind of to-do in my house ever again, remember that.
Wait a minute. Hangover?
No, I feel fine, really. It finally worked this time. Thanks again for your money. Here, take it back. Looks like Rookar won't be getting up anytime soon.
You seem to have bitten off more than you can chew.
Here's your money, and not one word more.
nothing you can do about it.
You haven't come to take us back to jail, have you?
I'm not telling you anything new. What do you want from me?
And there's more, believe me.
Where is Morgahard, your leader?
I don't want any trouble.
I used to say that myself.
Go to the landowner. He wanted to hide himself with the mercenaries, and now leave me alone.
I used to say that myself.
That was obvious all along.
No idea. You tell me.
Will it ever change? That was obvious all along.
Hey, you!
I'm not telling you anything new.
You are Morgahard.
How come you know my name?
The judge is looking for you. You fled from his jail. What'd you do? Steal his wallet?
Not his. The governor's. And on his behalf, too. Well, after we attacked the governor, he didn't want to share the booty with us. And had us arrested. We didn't want to wind up on the gallows. So we fled. We thought they'd never catch us that way. That seems to have been a mistake.
The judge ordered me to kill you.
Yeah, sure. That's why you're here, isn't it?
What can we do against the judge?
Nothing at all. He sits up there in the upper end of town like a spider in his web. Untouchable.
I wouldn't say that. We'd only need some proof of his guilt in the matter concerning the governor.
Proof, you say? I have that. But who'd listen to a convicted criminal?
Give me your proof, and I'll see to it that no one will hunt you again.
Are you sure? All right. Here, take this letter. It bears the judge's signature. Even if it doesn't change my guilt, it should be enough to confirm that he was an accomplice in the business. There's nothing you can do about it. I agree with you completely. I'd have gone about it differently. Don't tell me you didn't know that. That doesn't surprise me. There's nothing you can do about it. Do you really believe that? You hardly know who to believe these days. I agree with you completely. Nothing amazes me anymore. You hardly know who to believe. That doesn't surprise me.
And there's more, believe
Nobody
me.
will learn anything from me. If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
It can't go
I
on
found
like this
something to
forever.
incriminate the judge.
Really? What is it?
He hired a few thugs to mug the governor of Corinus. Shortly afterwards, he had them arrested and pocketed all the gold. I brought you the written order the judge gave those thugs as evidence.
Show me. At last! That should be enough to make him bleed. I'm impressed. I'm willing to shell out quite a bit for that. Here's your reward. And not a word about this to anyone. Got it?
Knew that all along.
I've come from the Valley of Mines. The castle there was a...
So it's true. Lairs, what about the pallet?
They've been
Good. Maybe the fewer pallet...
Better off myself.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
No idea. You tell
I already thought as much.
All that matters is strength. So don't tell me that.
That's the truth.
Don't...
No idea. You
That's
tell
all
me.
just gossip. I'm better off myself.
Can I have some more of your stew?
I heard you helped Bennett get out of jail. Good job, kid.
Can I have some more of your stew?
I've got nothing left. Come back later.
That will never change.
Same old thing, all over again.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Nobody wants to know.
Wait a minute. What is the fastest way back to the city?
I recommend you go back the same way you came. But you could also... No, that would be too dangerous.
Out with it.
Well, the builders of these halls had their own method of traveling. As far as we can tell, they can teleport.
That's nothing special.
The teleporter stones that we found here in Corinus are special indeed. It seems as though the teleporter stone here in these halls may lead to the harbor city. However, none of us had the courage to try it.
Where's this teleporter stone?
There is a door in the basin room. I have locked it up behind there.
Give me the key. I want to take a look at this thing.
Really? But I take no responsibility for it.
Give it here.
If you say so, here it is.
Where are the other teleporter stones?
So far, we've only found one other somewhere in the middle of Corinus, near the Dead Harpy Tavern.
Hey, you!
Teach me. Well, Go and test your new knowledge. You will see that the scriptures of the builders are no longer an unsolvable mystery for you.
Teach me that language.
You already know the language of the peasants. The language of the warriors is somewhat harder. Texts written in the language of the warriors mostly deal with weapons and war. You will learn some useful things there.
Hey! Wait a minute. Hey! I brought a part of the ornament.
Really? That's terrific.
Do you have any idea where the other parts are?
According to the ancient inscriptions, it was broken into 4 pieces, and it looks as though the parts are still to be found on the island. With Merdarian's help, I have translated some of the inscriptions. There are hints as to where the remaining pieces are. Here, I've marked some of the places on this map. Look around there. You should pay attention to old structures. They might be somewhat deteriorated and no longer clearly recognizable. It could be almost anything: a large rock, a stone circle, a mausoleum, or something similar. But what am I saying? You'll find it. Well, good luck.
Why was the ornament broken?
Whoever did it wanted to prevent the portal from ever being opened again. The longer I stare at the inscriptions, the more I realize that the priests of the ancient culture really were no fools. There was a good reason that they made the region back there inaccessible. We don't know what awaits us there, but it certainly isn't anything good.
About the missing ornaments.
Yes?
How many were there again?
There are 4 in all. You should find the others where I have marked the map.
Wait a minute.
And he works all day, too.
Who says things like that?
What's new?
It's getting worse and worse. With all that riffraff coming to town, last night I trailed a man in a black robe through the upper end of town. I'm sure he was up to no good, but when I followed him around the governor's house, he had simply disappeared. A strange character, that was.
He can't keep anything to himself.
How's the situation in town?
Everything is under control.
I don't believe that.
I won't tell her a thing.
It can't go on like this forever.
That was obvious all along.
Are you looking for something?
Is it that obvious? Yes, I have an assignment from the water mages to look for some lost ornament.
That's convenient. I have the same assignment from Nefarious.
So you belong to the Ring of Water?
Yes.
I'm glad. Then I don't have to do this alone.
Have you already found an ornament?
I found the place where we should find one. This stone circle could be one of those structures that Nefarious described. Now, we just have to find the mechanism we're supposed to look for.
I tried the mechanism. It doesn't do anything at all.
Then Lobart's farmers were right. They said that one of them had already played around with the stones here. A stone sentinel appeared out of nowhere and attacked them. The farmers called the militia. The militiamen called the paladins, who came and destroyed the monster. I've already searched the whole area. If there was an ornament here, the paladins have it now.
Then I'll go to them and demand the ornament back.
All right, I'm going to the city now. We'll meet again at Vatris's.
hardly know what to believe anymore.
I'm no better off myself.
Hey, you! I have the eye. It's broken.
What? By Enos! What have you done? We need the eye. Speak to Pyrocar. There must be a way to put it back together.
I'm looking for a metal ornament. It should have been by the stone circle near Lobar's farm.
If you mean this thing here, we suspected that it might be a magical rune, but it turned out to be completely worthless. You can have it if you like. I have no use for it. It's really not my problem.
I can't believe that.
The human slew the beast, and it entered into Beliar's realm.
Hey! I got the missing ornament from Lord Hagen.
You see? I thought the paladins had it.
But Adonos saw that order and chaos were now unequal, and he bade Enos to take his divine power from the human.
That's been known a long time.
And Enos, in his wisdom, did so.
He never would have thought of that himself.
But Adonos feared for the day in which the beast would return to the land. And so he bade
Can't rely on that.